Hey guys, it's Diana here, and in this video, I am going to be showing you how to identify your target audience and how to reach them on Facebook and Instagram. Before we begin, I just want to go over some basics with you. As we all know, social media is an extremely powerful tool to connect with your customers, but only if you know who your customers are and where to find them in the social media world. We all know that more customers equal more money, but that's only true if you know how to use your resources, aka your time and your money, wisely. That way, you don't waste a lot of time wandering around blindly in the social media space with no direction and no clue if you're even reaching out to the right people. Also, that not everybody is going to be interested in your product. So if you do some research ahead of time on your target audience and you're able to identify who your target audience is, you can save yourself a lot of time and money in the long run. All right, so let's get started on how to define your target audience and where to find them online. The first step you want to take in identifying your target audience is to ask yourself questions about who your ideal customer is. Think in your head about an avatar of your ideal customer. Ask yourself, what are their hobbies? What does their lifestyle look like? What is their profession? What is their age? What's their gender? What are their business goals? What about their personal goals? These are all important questions that will help you have a clear picture of who your ideal customer is. Once you have this ideal customer, what I recommend doing is actually drawing out an avatar and writing down all the information you need to know about this person. For example, your avatar might be a female, age 25, who is a career-oriented person who's working in the advertising space in a big city, and their goals are to be able to have more freedom to travel. That could be your ideal customer and your target avatar. Think about your avatar in your head, draw it out, write it out, do whatever you need to do to have a clear picture of who you're trying to appeal to before you move forward with anything. Once you identify your target audience, you'll want to do some research to find out which social media platform to use to reach out to that ideal customer. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Pinterest, you'll want to first do some research to find out who exactly is using each of these social media platforms so you know which one to use to reach your business goals. I've already done some research for you, and for example, on Facebook, number one demographic on Facebook is 18 to 29-year-old women. On Instagram, same demographic, 18 to 29-year-old women, but to be more specific, they're primarily urban residents and they have some college education. Twitter is not gender specific like Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest are. Rather, the main demographic on Twitter is 18 to 29-year-old adults who primarily live in urban settings. And Pinterest tends to cater to a bit of an older audience, anywhere up to 50-year-olds. And the majority of Pinterest users are women. So knowing these facts, you can make a much more educated decision as to which social media platform to use to reach your target audience. Now, if you want to monetize your social media profiles like so many of us do, the two ways that I primarily use to monetize my social media are Facebook ads and Instagram. I'm going to go over with you different strategies to most effectively monetize your Facebook ads and the most effective ways that you can use Instagram to gain a bigger following so that you can become an Instagram influencer. So let's get started with Facebook ads. How do you create an awesome Facebook ad? I'm sure when you scroll through your newsfeed, you see tons of Facebook ads. And I'm sure you've had times when you've seen an ad that you were like, wow, this is so spot on. You click the ad, you may even have purchased something. Other times, I'm sure you've seen Facebook ads that you were like, why is this even on my newsfeed? It has nothing to do with me. So let's go over the key components to creating an awesome Facebook ad that people, that your target audience will want to see and will want to click on and will want to contact you about. So the first thing you need is good visual content. I'm sure from all the good Facebook ads you've seen, there has been either a catchy photo or a video of some kind explaining the product or explaining the person behind the product or something along those lines. So that's the first thing you'll need is you want a photo that's relevant to what you're talking about, and you want something that's good quality. You want something that's catchy, preferably with bright colors that will stand out. The second thing you want is you want to make sure that you tell a great story. The caption of this photo or video that you post is going to be your opportunity to be a storyteller. Whether you tell a personal story about how you were once in this position and you were able to overcome some kind of hurdle or obstacle and now you're in this position, or if you can tell stories about your clients' successes and your clients overcoming their obstacles, these are all going to really help speak to your audience. Your goal with this is make your audience feel like they're getting to know you or getting to trust you or getting to trust in your services. So make sure you tell a great story. Do not just talk about money. This is not the time or place to say, watch how I make $20,000 a month doing this. Click here to find out how. You want to tell a story about how making $20,000 a month has changed your life or has impacted your relationships, has impacted your health, your mental state, all of these things so that people feel like they can relate to you. The other reason you don't want to just focus on talking about money is because Facebook will not approve your ad if all it talks about is money. You want to tell a narrative here. You want to be a storyteller. Make sure you watch the video training on content creation. That's going to really help you with making an effective Facebook ad. But just know that the goal here is not to just focus on your income results and making more money, but the goal here is to relate to your audience and focus on a bigger, more holistic story. The next thing you want to do is make sure you offer something of value. Telling a great story, telling a personal story is wonderful, but if you're not giving anything of value to your target audience, they're going to be like, why did I just spend 5 minutes watching this? Or why did I just take the time to read this and click on this? Make sure you're offering something of value, whether that's an ebook, a free training, a free webinar, or anything related to what you're trying to reach out to your audience about. Make sure you're offering something. The next thing is that you want to have a very clear call to action. And actually, you want to have at least 2 to 3 calls to action in each Facebook ad. So in the text of your Facebook ad, and I'll show you examples of this in just a minute, but in the text of your Facebook ad, you want to have specific text saying, if you're interested in this product, make sure to click this link or leave a comment below and I'll reach out to you. Something like that. Because ultimately your goal is not just to tell a story or to show a good picture. Your goal is to get people to click on your link, to buy your product, to contact you so you can have a further conversation with them about your product, something like that. You want to target the right audience. And what that means is you want to be able to use all the tools that Facebook gives you in their ad creation to make sure that you're reaching out to the right demographic. When you do this, make sure you go back to the avatar you just drew of your target customer and go through the Facebook ad process and fill out all the different fields corresponding to your target avatar. Make sure to also check out the cheat sheet that comes with this video for a step-by-step guide on how to create a Facebook ad. And the last thing you want to do is to keep testing and testing again. If you follow these guidelines, more likely than not, you will come up with a good Facebook ad. However, each person is different, each product is different, and each person's audience is different. In order to know exactly what appeals to your audience, the only way to find that out is to keep testing your ad. What I mean by that is you might want to go back and change some of the language in your text of the ad. You might want to go back and change your photo or video. You might want to change the demographic that you're reaching out to. Maybe right now you're testing the ad on 18 to 35-year-olds and it's not getting that much traction. Maybe you want to increase that age range to 18 to 60-year-olds if that's relevant. Maybe right now you're just targeting an audience in the United States. Maybe you want to increase that audience to people from all English-speaking countries, from the UK, from Australia, from New Zealand. So definitely test and test again your ads. The first ad you come out with is probably not going to reach all your goals in terms of how successful it is, and that's perfectly okay and normal. What you want to do is go back, tweak something, and run it again and see how it does. If it does better, stay with that and go back and tweak something else the next time, and keep tweaking different things and retesting your ad until you've got an ad that reaches or surpasses your goals. All right, so now let's look at a few examples of good and bad Facebook ads. Let's start with the bad and work our way up to the good. So the first ad I pulled for you guys is this ad that popped up on my newsfeed from Kajabi. Now, I know what Kajabi is, but I'm guessing that a lot of you probably have never heard of Kajabi and have no idea what it is. So if you've never heard of Kajabi before, this is a really poor ad because you really have no idea what it's even talking about when you read it. Are you up for the challenge? What challenge? We don't know. So here are my pros and cons for this Kajabi ad. The cons here, first of all, we have an unclear hook. Okay, you want your hook, which is the first sentence of your Facebook ad, to really catch somebody's attention and also to tell them what you're going to be showing them later on in the ad. So the hook right here, are you up for the challenge? For what challenge? I could be up for a challenge, but it really depends. Is it skydiving? Is it starting a business? Is it, I have no idea from looking at this what the challenge is, so I can't really respond to that. The next thing is that what is this offering and what is the value provided here is unclear. It just says, are you up for the challenge? It's free. Click the button below to sign up. But I don't know what I'm signing up for. It just says that in 28 days, we can take you from zero to hero. Hero of what? All of this is totally unclear. I don't know what value I'd be getting if I took the time to click the link and sign up for whatever mysterious product this is promoting. The next thing is that there are no calls to action links in the actual text of this Facebook ad. The only call to action is click the button below to sign up, and then there's a button below where you can sign up. But as I mentioned previously, you want to include at least 2 calls to action in the text of your post so that you can really introduce and reintroduce that link and that sign up page to your audience so that increases their chances of actually clicking it. If I were to just skim the text, not really look at the photo, and I missed the part that said click the button below to sign up, then I would never even know how to sign up. Next, there's no storytelling in here at all. Absolutely none. I have no idea how this challenge or how this going from zero to hero has impacted anybody in particular. I have no idea how it's going to impact me if I sign up. There's no storytelling here, and that is a big flaw. And finally, the results are unclear. In your ad, if you are promoting something like we can take you from zero to hero, give me some statistics about what kind of hero you're going to make me. Are you going to teach me how to run a 4-minute mile? Are you going to teach me how to scuba dive? Are you going to teach me how to become a Facebook guru? What exactly are you teaching me? Give me statistics of what you've accomplished or what you've helped other people to accomplish. Okay, so this is an example of a bad Facebook ad. Now we've got an okay Facebook ad, and let me show you why. So we'll start with the pros here. The pros, the first one is that there is a catchy photo, and the text is catchy as well. The photo is catchy because you've got this guy in a winter coat out in the snowstorm on his computer making a weird face. So that kind of makes me curious about what's going on with this guy. You don't typically see people out in a snowstorm with their laptops out. And then the text here, building an audience is a waste of time. Anybody who reads that is going to think, is that really true? Building an audience is a waste of time. It kind of goes against everything we're taught and everything that we think intuitively. So that text alone might cause me to want to click on it to read more about what the deal is with this building an audience is a waste of time philosophy. Now we've got the cons. If you read through this post, the storytelling is very scattered. You'll see things like, build an amazing website, they said. The clients will come rushing in. Write a weekly blog. Give away your best stuff. Post on social media 8 times a day. These are all just very scattered and random thoughts that somebody seemed to have put together into one ad. And if you keep reading, most business owners think, I started my business so I could help people not to waste time blogging. Most feel like an island all by themselves. You're great at what you do. None of this really tells me anything about the actual ad, and it kind of just makes me more confused about why they're throwing all these random facts at me, some which I may be able to relate to and some which I may have no idea what they're talking about. So the storytelling here is not good. Here again, just like the last ad, there are no calls to action links in the text of the Facebook ad. The only link you can click is the actual image itself. And the only call to action is right above the image where it says, click the image below to watch the training. Well, just that, if I were to skim all this text, I could easily miss that last sentence where it says, click the image below to watch the training. Then I would have no idea how to actually sign up for whatever or get involved with whatever they're trying to promote. And finally, there are no clear results posted here. All of it is really just kind of mumble jumble, really unclear about what they're trying to promote or what I would be getting out of it as a customer. The value that they're offering is unclear. I don't really know what I'm getting out of this. So I'm going to say that this is an okay ad. There are some good components to it, like the catchy photo and the catchy title under the photo. But other than that, the storytelling's bad. All of it is just pretty vague, pretty unclear, pretty confusing. So now let's look at a good ad. This ad from Brandon, the laptop globetrotter, I really like because the first thing that stands out to me is that it's got a catchy hook. My biggest fear, living the next 30 years of my life and not being able to see this beautiful place we call Earth. That's relatable, it's catchy, it stands out. I'm sure a lot of people in the corporate world who are stuck at 9-to-5 jobs have thought this. You know, what if I'm the next 30 years of my life look just like it does today, with me sitting in a stuffy office with basically no vacation time, with not really good pay, with working for somebody else. All of these fears are fears that a lot of people experience. So it's relatable. All right. This next thing is the storytelling here is awesome. This guy, Brandon, goes through where he was at 3 years ago when he was still working on a job, but he first realized that he wanted to travel full time and experience the world more, what he did about that, and how he got to where he is today, which is right here. It says, I am now traveling for more than 6 months out of the year. I have time. I have positive cash flow. I am straight up winning. So I have that sentence in a box pointing to the other box because he has this consistent theme throughout. He tells his story and he says that now he is straight up winning. And then later on, he says he's looking for somebody who wants to straight up win. So by keeping that consistent theme throughout, it really gives the audience, it helps them to stay focused on what he's talking about and to remember that theme even after they leave the Facebook ad. The next thing I really like is that he has multiple calls to action here. You'll see I have underlined that website, www.travelbuildingblocks.com, and then he has that again later on. So he has that link in here 2 different times, and he also says to comment below with coach me if you want to talk to him more. So he has several different calls to action. He has 2 links in here. So it's really hard to miss one of these links or miss one of these calls to action, even if you're just skimming through and not carefully reading his post. Finally, I really like what he did. If you look at the last panel under step 2, like and share this post to spread the love. That is a really good strategy to use in your Facebook posts. Essentially what you're doing by saying that is you're asking the community to help you share this post. What I've also seen in different Facebook ads, and you can play around with this too, is whoever posts a Facebook ad will say, by sharing the post, you're entering to win such and such, either a free coaching session or to win a free ebook or whatever it may be. That's a great way for your community to help get the word out, because your community is going to be people who are interested in what you have to say. So the people that they share it with, their communities, they're most likely also people who would be interested in hearing what you have to say. So it's kind of like in a sense, free advertising for you. So that's a great strategy to use. And finally, he has a great photo here. The photo is relevant to what he's talking about. He's talking about working online and traveling the world. And he's got a group of people here on their laptops in front of this beautiful lake and mountain somewhere in the world. All of it is perfect. He signs off the post with Coach Brandon, the laptop globetrotter, so you know exactly who he is. And it has more of a personal touch since he's signing it off with his own name. So this is a great example of a really good Facebook ad. My only complaint about this is that it may be a bit too long, because most people, when they scroll through these ads, they, have very short attention spans and they tend to just skim things. Other than that, this is a great ad, a great example. If you want to screenshot this is a great example to model your own Facebook ad after. All right, now let's look at some video ads on Facebook. Let's start again with a bad video ad. This one we have from Vince Reed. It just says, "Are you running social media ads yet? Setupmyads.com is here." Okay, so reading this, what do you know? Almost nothing. I will say the one pro I have here is that I think the use of video is really good. I think if you can use a video, always use a video. He does do a good job of talking about social media ads and talking about the service in the video. Unfortunately, I can't show you the video right here, but you can just take my word for it. But other than that, there's not many good things I can say about this ad. It does not have a call to action anywhere in there. It just has a link to his website, but it doesn't even say, click on this website to find out more. It just says, setupmyads.com is here. Okay, great. Why do I care? There's no information here at all. There's no storytelling. We have no idea how this website, setupmyads.com, has benefited anybody in the past or how that's going to benefit me. My last critique of this is that whenever you post a video on Facebook or on really any social media, you want to include captions with your video, because a lot of people are scrolling through. Sometimes people are scrolling through at work and maybe they don't have their headphones on them, or there's no sound on their computer. So you want to make sure you have captions there so people can watch your video even when they don't have their headphones or they don't have sound on their computer. All right, now let's look at an okay video ad. This one by Wes Fry. I actually quite liked this when I first saw it. His video is really good. It does a really good job of explaining everything, and the text is short and sweet and catchy. So let's start with the pros. First of all, he has a catchy hook. Giving away my brand new free FREE Instagram course to the first 200 people that comment on this post. There are a few things I like about this. First of all, the free really catches people's eyes, because who doesn't like free things? Instagram course, that's going to catch a lot of people's eyes, because a lot of people these days are wanting to learn about how to become an Instagram influencer, how to monetize their Instagram, things like that. And the last thing I like about the hook is that he limits this to just the first 200 people that comment on this post. That makes it feel like this is a limited time offer or an exclusive offer, and that it gives me more of a sense of urgency, like, oh, I've got to click on this, or I've got to comment on this post below right now, or else I might not make the first 200 to get this free Instagram course. So those are all great things. He has a great lead magnet, which is that free Instagram course. I talked about that already. A lot of people would be thrilled to receive a free Instagram course teaching them how to monetize their Instagrams. I like that this is short and sweet. I love the video, like I said. My only complaint about the video, again, is that there are no subtitles on here. So if I didn't have my headphones on me, I might not be able to watch the video. And that limited time offer I really like. Now onto the cons. There's not much storytelling here. So I see this guy, Wes Fry, and I see that he is some kind of Instagram guru, presumably, but I have no idea who he is beyond that. I have no idea where he came from, what he's doing now, what he did to get there, if he's making a full-time income from Instagram now, or what his deal is. I have no idea. Also, there are no concrete results that are posted here. I have no idea if he's been able to help people in the past with this free Instagram course, or if by signing up, I would just be receiving a free Instagram course full of useless information. I have no idea if he's been able to monetize Instagram himself even, or how much money he's made from Instagram. These are all things that I would love to know. There's only one call to action in this post. As you can see, I've underlined that. The last sentence, drop a 1 in the comments below and I'll inbox you the course. So there's the one call to action, but there are no links in this post. What I always recommend doing is to include links to your sales funnel or to your lead magnet in the text of the post. So in case somebody doesn't want to take the extra time to type something below, they can click the link. You always want to give your customer multiple options so that whatever is easiest for them, that option is there for them. That's about it for this okay video ad. And now let's look at a good video ad. So I really like this one by Caitlin Batcher. Let's just start with the pros. As usual, I really like her hook in the beginning. Want to create more engagement inside your Facebook group. It's not something super dramatic like some of the hooks you see, but it does catch your eye because it's very clear. It's talking about getting engagement inside your Facebook group. So right off the bat, you know if you're interested in this or not. If you have a Facebook group and you've been trying to create more engagement inside of it and haven't been successful, then you'll want to read ahead. If you don't even have a Facebook group or have never dealt with it, then you'll want to skip it. And that's totally fine. You won't have to waste any time reading the post if it's not for you. And if it is for you, then you can benefit greatly from it. The second thing I like about this ad is that it's very personal. If you read through some of the text, Caitlin goes through exactly how she's been able to grow her Facebook group. So she says, after growing my own Facebook group to over 21,000 highly engaged members with hundreds of amazing conversations happening each week, I've learned a thing or two about creating engagement inside groups. So she tells us what her results have been and that she's obviously taken a lot of time and effort into figuring out how to create that engagement inside her Facebook group. And now she wants to teach other people how to do the same. She has a great lead magnet. It's this 4-step framework for creating an engaged, profitable Facebook group. And she's got 2 links inside just this short block of text, which is wonderful. She's got that fbgroups.com masterclass, and above each of the links, she has a text telling you what to do with the link. So it says, all you need to do is click here to register for free, pointing to the link. And then the second call to action says, click here to register for the free masterclass today. She tells you exactly what value you're getting from clicking on this, exactly what to do to get that value. And she has all the information there for you. So I think this is a great video ad. My only complaint about this, again, is that there are no subtitles on the video. Her video was great and her speaking is great, but by including some subtitles, she can reach out to an even greater number of people. With that said, I don't think it is a big deal in this case because the text that she has is so useful and helpful already that it doesn't really matter that her video doesn't have any subtitles on it. Here is another example of a video ad that I really like. This one from Ryan Levesque. He just starts this ad with, want this? And so you always think, well, want what? Like maybe I want this. You know, people always want more things. And so by starting with want this, I think that's a very catchy hook. Okay, moving on from the catchy hook, he has a great lead magnet here. And unfortunately, you can't see the video, but what the video does here is that it actually gives you a run through of what the product is that he's trying to promote. So if you watch the whole video, it shows you step by step how these segmentation funnels work and how he's been able to use these. The next thing I really like is his storytelling. And this storytelling is a little different. I know I mentioned before, you can talk about yourself, your personal growth and development, but you can also share about other people's success that you've helped them reach. And so in this red box that I've outlined, he's got 4 different success stories. Will Hamilton, he's generated $63,000 and 11,000 new email subscribers a month. Marina, she's got her side business there while working full time. Peter, he's generating up to 1,200 leads a day for his small business. And Ryan, who's getting 20,000 leads over 1,000 customers and $26,000 in revenue within just 5 weeks. So these are concrete results that will appeal to just about anybody. Who wouldn't want to achieve these results? So when you see these results, it shows you, okay, maybe if I click on this link and learn about this segmentation funnel, whatever that is, I can have these same results. And so his storytelling and his sharing of these testimonials and his clients' results is a really good strategy for the Facebook ad. He also has multiple calls to action in this post. As you can see, there is the call to action, go here to download your free copy with that link. And then the very last sentence, go here to download your free copy with link again. So ideally, you want to put your link with your call to action in the text of your Facebook ad at least 2 times, maybe 3 times even. I would say no more than that, because then it just feels a little spammy with your links scattered in there a little too much. But 2 to 3 times is your sweet spot for how many times you want your link in the text of your post and the call to action attached to the link. All right. So that's enough about Facebook ads. Say Facebook isn't your thing, but you really want to become an Instagram influencer. You want to learn how to grow your Instagram profile and have a big enough following where brands will reach out to you and ask you to promote their products and pay you to do that. I'm going to teach you how to grow your Instagram account organically without using any bots, without using any automation software, just totally organically, manually grow your Instagram account. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is hashtags. There are 2 ways that you can use hashtags on Instagram. The first way is you can use hashtags to find relevant people to follow, people who are going to want to engage back with you, people who you genuinely want to see their posts, and maybe you can learn from them. Maybe people who are already Instagram influencers, people who are in the same niche as you. If you're a traveler, then you'll want to find other Instagrammers who are also travelers. If you're in the fashion niche, you'll want to find other Instagram influencers who are also in the fashion niche. So that's the first way you can use hashtags. The second way you can use hashtags is to help other people, other relevant accounts, find you. Okay, so how do you come up with relevant hashtags? Whether you're looking to find people to follow or whether you're trying to get other people to follow you, how do you go about finding these hashtags? Sometimes it can be hard to think of clever hashtags. For example, if you're posting a travel photo, your first instinct might be to hashtag that travel or your destination. But the thing is, the hashtag travel has so many posts that your post will barely even be noticed in that hashtag. If you go into your Instagram app, you'll see that if you search for a hashtag in there, for example, travel, you'll see millions or even billions of posts. And if you scroll through the posts, it'll say 3 seconds ago, posted 3 seconds ago, 5 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago. And so that is how often people are posting to that hashtag, which means that your post to that hashtag is going to get pushed down very, very quickly. That's not going to help people find you because your post won't even be up there long enough for people to see it. So the goal here is to find hashtags that are small enough where you can show up in the top 9 grid of that hashtag, but also large enough where there are actually people following that hashtag and it's not just being used by 5 different people out there. So my sweet spot for hashtags is 5,000 to 50,000 posts, depending on how big your account is right now. That's your range for your highest chances of ending up in the top 9 grid of that hashtag, having the most people notice you, but also not getting pushed down and lost in all the fanfare. So how I go about finding relevant hashtags to use, there are 2 different ways I use. The first one is just to type in the hashtag you want to use into your Instagram app. So go into your Instagram app, open the search bar, and type in the hashtag you want to use. For example, if I type in travel, I'll see the travel hashtag pop up, but I'll also see a list of other hashtags related to travel pop up as well. And that gives me a lot of brand new ideas for hashtags to use that I wouldn't have thought of otherwise. The other tool I like to use to find new hashtags is a hashtag generator. And the site I like to use is displaypurposes.com. And what that lets you do is type in a general term you want to use. Again, for example, travel. It'll come up with 10 or more different hashtags related to travel that you can use. Remember, again, that a larger hashtag, and what I mean by larger is that there are more posts under the hashtag. A larger hashtag means a larger reach. You can reach a much wider audience than with a smaller hashtag. But a smaller hashtag means that you have increased visibility, that you have a higher chance of ending up in the top 9 grid of that hashtag, which means you stay in the first page of that hashtag for a longer time, and which means that more people will be able to see you. All right, so now that you've got hashtags established and you know what hashtags to use, you know how to use the hashtags, the next thing you want to do to get noticed by accounts that you're targeting is you want to engage with them. By engage, I mean you want to like their posts, you want to follow their accounts, and you want to comment on their posts. When you like their posts, contrary to what a lot of people think, they think, I'll just go through and I'll just like one post, I'll follow them and call it a day. Actually, that is not an effective strategy, because a lot of times what happens when you just like one post is that as they're scrolling through their notifications, they can easily miss your like. But if you like 3 to 5 posts at a time, as they're scrolling through their notifications, they'll see your account pop up 3 to 5 different times in a row, and that will make it a lot more likely for them to click on your account, find out who you are. They'll think, clearly this person is interested in what I have to say and what I have to share, so let me go check them out. Maybe we have a lot in common. So I always recommend liking 3 to 5 posts at a time and commenting on one of those posts if you can. When you comment on a post, if you just comment something like awesome photo, or if you just comment an emoji, that's not going to be any better than not commenting at all. By commenting, I mean leaving a thoughtful comment specifically relating to the post or to the photo, specifically relating to the photo or to the caption under the photo. One thing I like to do too when commenting is to ask a question in my comments, because that encourages the account holder to respond to my question and have a back-to-back conversation with me. So for example, if I see a really cool photo of, say, an awesome hike that somebody did, I might comment and say, wow, what it looks like a great view. Where was this? Or how long did it take you to hike to the top? Or, would you recommend doing this in March of this year? I'm going to be there in March. Would you recommend doing it at that time, or will it be too cold still? Anything you can think of, ask a question about the post, because that will encourage them to engage back with you. That's how you start a relationship with other Instagrammers, and how you start building a following, a real following, not just a following of bots, but a real following of real people who will actually look at your photos and care about your photos and your captions and your life and engage with you. Okay, now that's for getting noticed by accounts that you're targeting. If you are trying to boost your own posts, which of course you should be doing, my best 2 tips for that is, number 1, to respond to comments on your post with at least 4 words. If somebody comments on your post and they say, awesome post, looks like a really beautiful sunset, and you just respond and say, thanks, Instagram won't even register that as a comment. In order to get Instagram to register something as a comment, you need at least 4 words in that comment. So one thing I like to do, if I really have nothing of substance to say back, is I'll just say, thank you so much, and then tag their name. And there you have 4 words. The other thing you want to do is you want to respond to comments on your posts as soon as possible. Ideally within an hour of the comment being posted, you want to have a response up there. That shows Instagram that you're actively engaged in your account and on your posts, and that you're not just some bot that has automatic posts scheduled every single day, but you're actually active on your account and you're actually engaging with your followers. So those are my 2 tips for boosting your own posts. So hopefully this tutorial has given you a much better idea of how to identify your target audience, your target customer, and how to actually reach them on Facebook and Instagram. Definitely take a look at the cheat sheet. That's going to have some more information for you. And I hope you enjoyed watching this.